There it goes. I don't know what just happened. Damn, man. As soon as I hit go live, it like went live and then just whoop, kicked me right back off. It's YouTube getting mad at me for going live too many times today. Alright. Tie this back up. I'm going to talk about this new build. Get this right here. Boom. There we go. There, whoop. And I got a little package from my buddy. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up too while we're here. This is from I can't show it because it's got his address on it. I don't want to give up his address. Let me cut this off here. It's got my address too. That. There we go. Now I can show you. I think, right? Just to be safe. I don't want to give up anybody's info. That wouldn't be cool. There. So I got a package from my buddy Snowmod RC, who is that's my buddy Brandon, and yeah, he's been a long-time supporter, man, and good friend of mine. I've hung out with him a few times at Axial Fest, and he's just a great guy. And he's just, you know, he's a hardcore RC enthusiast. And he randomly sent me these when he thought that I was in need. Actually, the doors for this are in a box down here, which I don't need to get out just yet. I'll get them out in a little bit. But my doors didn't come with the they didn't come with the little attachments for the mirrors, so I was kind of bummed out on that. I looked everywhere for him, I couldn't find him, and he didn't use his, and he went ahead and sent me his from his LC70 body, so I'm pretty excited about that. Big shout out to Brandon, Snowmod RC. If you guys don't already follow him on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, you should. He's a great guy. He has several pages on Facebook. He gives a lot of good information. Great guy, awesome guy. And for those of you that tuned in on the last episode and were like, what in the fucking hell is going on over here? My bad. I'm stony. I smoke a lot of weed, and that was actually meant for the other channel. So, yeah, there's a new video up on my other channel as well. But this one is strictly RC. This one's all about RC. We're going to talk about my new build, and I have yet to come up with a name for it, honestly. I'm hoping maybe you guys will help me do that. And I wasn't planning on showing you guys this yet, but I just felt like, I don't know, I felt like doing that today. I'm getting ready to go in the backyard and work on the course again, and then tonight I will probably wind up working on this a little bit, and I'm hoping to have it done here pretty soon. I was actually, honestly, I was hoping to have it done already. It's not perfect by any means. In fact, it's still just sitting here. It's not actually bolted down. This body's not bolted together yet. But you guys, it's to a point where I can at least give you guys an idea of what I'm going for. You'll start to see what I'm doing. And it is a Toyota. Believe it or not, I'm building a Toyota. So I might as well just show you guys. I'm going to show you guys this thing. I never wanted to build a Toyota. I'm not a Toyota fan, really. You can see in the background, I got a Nissan body up there, like right there. I would have much rather built the Nissan, honestly. But here's the deal. There's no dope Nissan bodies that have all kinds of cool interior stuff. And I built so many of these damn things. I don't want to build another interior right now. I don't want to have to, like, go over the top, like, constructing a vehicle right now. I just want something that's a little bit easier for me, for once. And the XJ was like, building that one was a chore, bro. That thing was a chore. So, all right, let me turn this around and I'll show you guys. Here is the LC70. This is the new baby, and I absolutely love it. I was going to use this body as a 6x6 body. I was actually going to buy another bed and do a single cab 6x6 based off of a Beast 2 chassis that I have. But one day I was just sitting there looking at my Trail Honcho. As you can see, this is a Trail Honcho. Well, you can see it's an SEX10. If you know Wordy Made products, you know this is the Trail Honcho bumper from Wordy Made, and it's badass. And this is my Troll Honcho. I finally couldn't take it anymore. You guys know me. I hate Lexan bodies. I seriously, I cannot stand Lexan bodies. It's nothing against your Lexan builds. I'm not hating on your Lexan bodies. I'm just saying in my collection, I can't stand looking at Lexan bodies. So I finally gave in. I caved in, and there is the Honcho body just sitting down there. I took it off, and I put the LC70 body on here, and I love it. It looks awesome. But I didn't just put it on here. There's actually a lot of work that's been done in order to get it to this point. As you can see, it's got a nice low stance. The drive shafts aren't hooked up. And yes, it does look like it's 4-linked front and rear, but it's not. It's whatever, 3-linked in the front and then 2 links in the rear, or drag links, or I mean not drag links, traction bars, whatever you want to call them. The 2 lower links I left, and I did leaf springs and changed out the dampeners. So it is technically leafed in the rear, but it's a weird setup that I'm doing. It's not something I would recommend to anybody by any means, and it is not like a professional setup. But for some reason, it works really, really well. So I'm just going with it. Whatever. I have not done any of my other suspension setups like this really, but it works. So I'll show you guys here in a little bit. I'll take the body off and show you what I did. It also has the forward motor setup. As you can see, there's some hideous looking glue stuff going on here that I still need to cover up, and that is actually from me just putting in new plastic, because I had to cut the center console and rearrange it just a little bit. It needed to be raised just a hair, and I'm not done with filling stuff in. It's not completely done, but it is basically together to the point I can mock it up, and you see it looks like it's done. See, it's just kind of sitting in there. But yeah, so I'm going to have a right-hand drive Toyota LC70 pickup truck, and I enjoy it. I like it. I painted it this cool gray color, which chipped immediately, but that was because I started playing with it before it was dry, and got a few chip marks. It's all right. It doesn't matter. It's going to be a trail truck. In the back, this is just sitting in there. It's not actually a thing. I'm going to cut up a bunch of styrene and build a box in the back. I'm just putting this back there, get my mind right. Help me get my mental image of this pickup truck. The back's just kind of mocked up right now. There's no screws in any of this. It's not bolted down, nothing like that. Yeah, this is just sitting on top. I'm planning on running this. This is a little Night Customs roof rack from back in the day. And another thing that's missing is a windshield. I'm missing the damn window. And that's my own fault. I had another stoner moment. I needed clear plastic for a window, and I was looking for some in all my stuff, and I came across this windshield. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. This must be out of, I thought it was from not the Trail Finder, but the Trail Stomper or whatever from back in the day. I thought it was extra plastic from that. So I took it and I chopped it up and I made a windshield out of it for something else. And turns out it wasn't Trail Stomper window. It was actually for this. And I chopped up the windshield for this. So now I don't have a windshield, so I'm going to have to make one from scratch too. Yeah, hopefully I still have some clear plastic. Haven't even looked yet. But that's the scenario. I love this. This is a snorkel that came with the body. These are just sitting on there. They're not actually screwed in right now. Like I said, it's all just sitting here. These are Wordy Made rock sliders. They also are awesome, but when I put the doors on, they will not be able to open. So I'm either going to trim this down a notch and across like that, so basically notch this out so the doors can open, or I'm going to space it down a little bit so that it's just a little bit lower, and the doors can open that way. One of the two things is going to happen, because I need the doors to open. And I got the doors that have the roll-up windows and all that stuff too, so pretty stoked on that. There's still a lot to do on this. This is nowhere near done yet, but it will be cool. The hood will open, the doors will open, the tailgate will open. It'll have forward mounted motor, all the cool things. It'll have a winch tucked down in the bumper. It'll have leaf spring rear suspension. Battery box will be inside of this sort of setup that I have back here, something I've done before. Yeah. All right. Anyways, let's take this all apart real quick, and I'm going to show you guys the underside here. Now, I have the body kind of bolted together, but not the interior. The interior is just sitting there. It'll come with it, though. That's cool. That's fine. You can see underneath, nothing fancy going on. It's just basic. It's like putting together a 24 scale model or something at this point. All right, and here we have underneath the typical ESP setup here. forward mounted motor setup, you will have, I'm not sure what motor setup I'm going to go with yet. I might go with brushed, I might go with brushless, I don't know yet. I haven't decided. I won't be purchasing anything new. I'm going to be using what I already have. Holmes Hobbies, obviously you guys know me, it's all I run in all of my stuff. And I have both options. I can do brushless, or I can do brushed. I can do traditional brushless, or I can do an outrunner setup. It all depends on how I want this to perform, which I have not yet decided on. This is the ESP anti-spur mount, super simple. You guys can see, I don't know how much that's focusing, but nothing too crazy here. It's just basic, goes into the chassis, allows you to mount that 10-to-1 gear reduction unit. It's the Chinese one. Cut down drive shaft right here, super simple. It's like no resistance, it's nice and easy. Took SEX10 transmission, and you just chop down the end of it. I had a whole bunch of these transmissions still laying around. Well, not a bunch, but I had a few of them. So it's all prepared to go. Just need to hook up the drive shafts, put in the electronics, and technically this will run and drive. I'm using a Holmes Hobbies SHV 500 version 2 servo. It's like my favorite servo of all time. It's direct voltage. So yeah, get your power directly from the battery. Nice and powerful, super fast. Underneath or in the rear you can see leaf springs, and if you want to see how I did it, real easy. I just used a single U-bolt on each side, ran it up through the holes that were already there. These are I think the RC four-wheel drive leaf springs. Same with the mounts. I don't know. I just had a bunch of them laying around, so it could be RC four-wheel drive. It could be some China ones. I'm not sure if there's any difference really, but either one. As you see, I left it disconnected right here. The hole's there. Obviously, I can lift this up and I can drill this in place, or I mean, I can bolt this in place. But I found that leaving one out for some reason makes this perform way, 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 way better. And I just wasn't really expecting that. I'm not going for a lot of flex. I'm going for super stiff scale in the rear. Not so stiff that it doesn't move, but stiff enough to where it requires weight in the wheels and on the chassis to cause the suspension to work correctly. You guys know me, I like to run my shit heavy, so I build the suspension typically to handle that. Not a lot of travel, but there's enough to do some stuff. I relocated the shocks, actually got rid of the original shocks. These are Tamiya shocks that I flipped upside down and mounted. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but mounted them like that. Boom. Goes right up there to that chassis brace. Nothing fancy, just super simple, old school RC style type, just figure it out as you go type shit. There's no guidelines to this. I could have just got the RC four-wheel drive leaf spring kit or whatever, you know, but or maybe the G-Made stuff. I could have done that. There's a few ways I could have done. I've done so many different leaf spring setups now, but this is what I had laying around, and this is what I was gonna do. This is what I did, and it works. Super simple. Nice and flat. You can see low center of gravity. The heaviest thing is going to be this right here, where the motor sits right here, which is all up front, which is where I like it. Sits nice and low, but there's still a lot of travel. So if I need to, even without any weight on it, it gets, you know, about stock Trail Finder 2 flex, just like that, maybe a little bit more. And that's realistic to me. The wheels and tires, these are 1.9 Steelies from RC four-wheel drive, and I'm running the Rocky Country 1.9 tires. I don't know the OD on these, honestly. I'm sorry about that, but they're fairly small. I'll show you a comparison. Here's the BF Goodrich mud terrains. These are the KM3s, and they're about the exact same size, if not just a hair smaller. Yeah, just a hair smaller. So, and they're narrow. They're very narrow, which is something I like as well. So there's, it's going to be a different build. It's definitely going to be different. It's going to be a little foreign, a little Toyota-ish. Not my stereotypical Jeep type build. But, you know, it will have a lot of my stereotypical type of things, like the forward motor setup and the weird sort of suspension deal I got going back here. I don't know, leaf sprung linked thing going on. I don't know. The links, I'll leave them down there because without them, with this setup how it is, the axle just kind of walks a little bit forward and backwards, and I really don't like that. And the same thing was happening on my XJ, and so if you look on the XJ, same thing. I wound up using 2 lower links in order to stabilize that rear axle, right? And it works great. I get a lot of movement, a lot of flex. It's great. On this one, however, the Kaiser, I did not do that. The Kaiser is strictly leafs. Like there's nothing but leafs. There's no, you can't really see, but it's just leaf springs back there, front and rear actually. And the axle doesn't walk around really at all. Like there's not much axle walk in this at all, and it moves really good. It's got a lot of flex and play for a leaf sprung truck. It's realistic though. I'm not trying to fucking build a rock crawler out of these trail trucks. I'm trying to keep them realistic, right? I got stuff like this shit for the rock crawling crazy stuff, you know what I mean, or whatever, like other things. I got the old Jeep down there. That's more of a rock crawler, you know. This other stuff, it's like trail trucks. I want them to be more realistic. So, since I'm building my first Toyota, I'm not gonna bob the bed. I'm leaving the bed long. I'm gonna do a full bed. I'm doing full interior, but I had to change it around so that it would work with my anti-spur setup because it is still fairly tall in the center right here. And yeah, I will be putting doors on there. I have the doors. They have windows that go up and down, which is kind of cool. Just stuff you could buy from the website back in the day. And now, thanks to Brandon, Snowmod RC, I've got the mirror hangers. I can actually put the mirrors on there. So I'm stoked. That is my first Toyota build, you guys. What do you think? Let me read some comments here. Woo. I actually could really use some water right now. Or something to drink. Love that Kaiser Jeep, bro. Hey, thank you, man. Johnny Rains, Custom RC, appreciate that. Yes, Tiny Truckin'. Hey, Josh. Oh, you guys. Remember how I just said I was thirsty? Oh, snap. What is it? Yes.
Smoothie.
Big smoothie, homemade smoothie. Mm-hmm.
Tell me how it is. I haven't tried it yet.
Oh my god, dude.
Is that good?
Yeah, that is really good. Thank you so much.
I'll be in the back.
I love you so much. Thank you. Holy shit, that is good, you guys. It's a big boy cup. A Winterfest bend. Boom. What was I saying? Yeah, I was gonna read some of these comments. Holy shit, that is really good. There's a lemon in there. I know there's a lemon in there. I can taste some lemon. LC70, cool. Thank you, bro. Just ordered up a new axial bomber. Stoked. Awesome, man. Let's see the Desert Runner, a hero truck from RC4 Drive. You guys want to see that? Let me know. If we get at least 5 people say they want to see that hero, I'll pull it over here. We'll do a little quick review of the hero build too. What did this say? Can you cut out a Lexan body, bro? Or cut it? Can I cut it? Oh, you're talking about the window? Yeah, I could probably do something like that. I'll get one. I actually made plenty of windows before. Like the Nissan back there never had windows. I had to make windows for that. And so I can do it. I don't know if I have any clear plastic or not right now. See, Josh was up, so thought I'd pop in. Yeah. Place says, welcome to Yota Life. Man, I'm still conflicted. I'm not gonna lie. I'm conflicted about the whole Toyota. I'm not a Toyota fan. I respect them. But, I mean, just not a big Toyota fan. Let's see. We'll see if this changes me a little bit. Maybe this will make me like him a little more. If I was gonna ever have a Toyota, it'd probably be a Land Cruiser, not a stereotypical Toyota. Maybe it wouldn't actually. Maybe I'd have like a T100 or a Tundra or something. I don't know. There's no saying, man. I prefer a Nissan and a Jeep. I like Jeeps and Nissans. I'm a weird guy, I guess. NC in the house. Holla, everybody. What's up, Ray? Ray Viniegra. I don't know if I said that right, man. Adam Hire. What's up, bro? Black Diamond RC Ranch, looking like a badass build. Thank you. Taking a break from my dumpster build to twist up a fat one. That's what I'm talking about, Matt. It's finished, bro. I'm gonna go outside, smoke another one with the wife here in a minute. Aloha Blaze. What's everyone? How you doing, Deshaun? What's up, everybody, man? That's cool. Sorry, I had to just go back through them comments real quick. What's the name of your other channel where you smoke that blunt? It's Ganja Josh. Ganja Josh, if you want to see the other channel. Hey, first video I ever watched by you right now. You know, I'm ripped off some Blue Dream. Left my ass off. Just subbed. Looking forward to more. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. This is the RC channel, and we really do RC around here. That's for sure. Is this shit in my beard? No, it's not. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. Let me see. How many people? That's what I'm talking about. Respect. Oh, people wanting to see that Blazer too. Ooh, I've been putting in work on that Blazer. Try out that Holmes devolver in it. You know, I thought about that. I got 2 devolvers, I think, maybe 3, and I got a couple of revolvers as well. I'd really like to use them. All right, let's take a peek. You guys want to take a peek at some of these other ones too, I can tell. All right. They're a little dirty right now. They're a little dusty, I'm not going to lie. But let's pull this over here. That sounds like an Evo. Do I hear the Evo? No. Sometimes my homie comes by with his Evo 10. He'll get on it pretty rowdy out there. It's always fun to watch. All right, so here is the Hero, and for some reason there's a bunch of hair stuck to the bottom. Gross. My son pushing it around on the floor. Oh, damn. You see what I just did? It's all right. I'm gonna repaint this thing anyways. But damn, see, that's what I'm talking about. I did not do a good job on the paint. That just did that dirty. Yeah. All right, so here's the Hero. I call this Dimitri. Dimitri is a RC 4-wheel drive desert runner pickup truck with the Hero body, IFS front, straight axle in the rear. Super straightforward, just a Ford Raptor. What did I do to this? I did the emblems, so it has the correct Ford emblems on the front, and on the rear it also has the Ford emblems. The tailgate does go down, for those of you that aren't familiar with this truck. Tailgate does drop. It has a complete bed in the back. Battery is actually hidden in there usually, also where I mounted the light kit, just so I have quick access to it, so I can push the little button if I need to. Nice and simple. It's a cool little truck. I flipped this right here. The hitch is actually flipped upside down, and then I took the ball and flipped that upside down so that it would be, you know, raised up just a little bit, and I notched out the bumper just a hair for it. The reason I did that is because it was just dropped down a little too low, in my opinion. It also has the lift from RC Addicts. RCAddicts.com, I believe is what it is. You can see in there, I haven't painted it or anything, so you can see the lift blocks in there. I have both the suspension lift and I have the body lift on this, the biggest ones I could find at the time. I don't know if there's bigger ones now, but these trucks aren't very popular. There really wasn't a lot of them. Damn, allergies are getting me right now. There really wasn't a lot of them out there, so, and they aren't the toughest trucks ever made, so it's more of like a real scale truck right now. You don't want to go beating on them too hard. You'll break it, and then you can't find parts for it, so. Woo! Sorry, guys. I smoked a fat blunt earlier, and I'm, like, still coughing and hacking over that. I don't know if it triggered my allergies or what, but this is the Desert Runner, man. What all did I do this besides that? Oh, wheels and tires. These are the 1.9 hazards from RC 4-wheel drive. I've had them for a really, really long time. They have a real positive offset to them. So, like, you don't have a lot of room to work with. Basically, they they're real deep on the inside. You know what I mean? So if the knuckle is too big, you're just not gonna have a lot of room. So these have spacers. I don't know if you can see that they actually poke out of the fender just a hair, right? And so I run really wide spacers all the way around on this just to get the wheels out where I want them, and also to allow for plenty of clearance on the inside so the tires don't snag or anything like that. Yeah, and it works really nice. It's actually really, really proper. It looks really good with this combination, in my opinion. You can also see there are disc brakes in the front, not in the rear. Not for any reason in particular, other than I just didn't have the right. I only had one set of these ones. So, yeah. It has Mitric RC lighting all the way through it, so it has your 3 lights up here or whatever. It's got all the halo set up and all that stuff going on in here. One thing I get asked about a lot is the winch. How did I do the winch setup? I'm not going to pull the body off to show you because I just don't want to do all that right now, but I will tell you it's actually really simple. I don't know if you can maybe see in there or not. Oh, and I also have the inner fenders, which you can now see. But you can also kind of see where the servo is in there. And then right next to that, you can kind of see where the winch is. There's a winch plate right next to that servo, right? I just mounted the winch plate right next to the servo. I got the smallest winch I could find, stripped all the bullshit off it, and just mounted it right there. And I ran a fairlead out the front. I did a little trimming right here and ran a fairlead, or mounted a fairlead right here and ran the cable out the front. And it works great. It doesn't rub on anything. It's nice and straight pulling. Yeah, it works awesome. Simple, clean, just let the hook hang. And these are the factory little D-ring connector things, toe points. What else did I do? Oh yeah, on the other side over here, I did the snorkel, and this is kind of like a little custom setup I did because nobody ever came out with a snorkel for this Raptor. So what I did is I took a snorkel from something else. I forget what it was from, maybe a Jeep? I don't know. I had a bunch of snorkels from when I was sponsored by all these companies. I took this snorkel and I chopped it in half, and I trimmed it and angled it a little bit so that it just fit this nice little nook that's up here. I just felt like it looked right, and I didn't leave it all down here because the door needs to open. There needs to be room to open it around here, and it's just a little too close here, so I just chopped it straight across, and it actually wound up looking really nice in my opinion. I think it looks perfect. Oh, and as far as getting the curvature to go with the body, I actually just used my heat gun up here, old school heat gun from back in my window tint days. I used that, and I just heated it up and formed it as I went. And just don't use your fingers or you'll leave like fingerprints in it. So instead I use like plastic or paper or anything else. Just use something else, cloth or something, and just heat it up nice and slow. Don't rush it. The slower you heat it up, the better. Get it to just bend just a little bit pliable and bend it and form it to where you need it to go. And there you go. Put this on backwards just because I didn't want it to hook on anything, and I know that bugs some people. It actually used to bug me, but I just didn't want it to hook on anything really. So if there's branches or anything coming over, I didn't want it to hook on the lip here and then lift this off or pull it off or something like that. It's common. It happens on a lot of my other ones that have snorkels, so I try literally don't show any snorkels over here. There's one on that one at least. But yeah, so I just wanted to go different. I wanted something that kind of went the look, you know? And that's what I come up with. Yeah. I didn't really do anything else. The interior is bone stock. I got this ugly little piece of plastic right here covering wire loom. Eventually I'll go ahead and probably put something nice over that. But yeah, that's it. That's literally it. Other than that, it's bone stock. Nothing else is done to it. Just Homes Hobbies electronics. And I locked the rear permanently. Not like crazy. I went ahead and pulled it tight and zip tied it so that it can't go anywhere because it has locking front and rear differentials. So the rear is locked permanently and the front is open most of the time. And then I'll lock it on command with this servo when I need to. And I got the nice drive shafts on there. don't know what else to say. Oh, and I got the thing to raise this up too, so I got a raised transfer case as well. And that's it. That's it. That's all of it. See, it's got pretty good clearance for what it is. Nothing too crazy. Street truck. I use it for towing mainly, and just light duty trail cruising. It's fun to drive something with open differentials. Every time people see videos of it, they're like, "Oh, you need to get a locker in the front." And I'm like, "Well, actually, I have one. I just didn't lock it because I didn't want to." I like the challenge of driving it without the lockers in the front. I like the rear just locked up sometimes. You can see the flex is nothing crazy. It's literally just scale flex, nothing nuts. Just enough to get the wheel off the ground a little bit. Any more than that, it starts lifting. Yeah, no crazy stickers. I kept it clean, simple. Threw my ESP sticker on there. I threw this little piece. I just bolted it on right here, and I throw these on there. Throw some cones in the back in case I want to set up a couple of courses, or like set up a course, a small course, a few gates for one of the other trucks that I'm towing, and that's it. Eventually, I'll throw like maybe some more recovery gear back here. Oh, and it has this factory spare tire still underneath there as well, which I thought was pretty cool. So yeah, altogether, pretty cool build. I got a couple of them. We will go over the Blazer here soon. I don't want to get too crazy, but that Blazer is awesome, and we're gonna actually do a video on that because that's sponsored by JJ's Customs, and I need to do that man some justice with that build. So I'm excited about it. I want to show off all the parts that I've gotten from them and really show what I was able to do with that Blazer. I'm not entirely done with it yet, but it's very close. So that video will be coming up as well, and I got a whole bunch. I'm just gonna be releasing them all throughout the week on Patreon, and then they'll start hitting public next week. So I'm pretty excited. Lots of cool stuff going on right now. Hopefully you guys are liking this stuff. I'm back with the scale stuff, man. I know I haven't been doing a lot of videos, but that's because I've been wrenching like crazy, dude. Like, as you can see, I've been building over here. I've been trying to get some stuff done. Trying to come up with some cool rigs to run for you guys so we have good content, you know. I need to get a 6x6 body. I think I'm going to do a 6x6 Land Rover, but I'm not entirely sure. Oh my god, this is the best smoothie on the planet. All right, you guys know what time it is. Let me set this down real quick. I'm gonna read some comments real quick, and then we're gonna do our shout outs. Let me read a couple of these. They are though generally rims, bro. They're from RC 4 Drive. I actually used to have a RC generally for a while. I got rid of the thing, but I kept these wheels. It's just gray hair, Josh. You're right. Hey, shout out to Portugal. What's your honest opinion on the RC 4 Drive Blazer? I think it's an amazing rig. It just needs some work. You have to be willing to sit down, put some time into it. There's a lot of little things where RC 4-wheel drive kind of dropped the ball, but as a platform to start building a scale rig, knowing that it's a build, like if you just buy it and leave it how it is, you'll probably be disappointed. But if you're willing to fine tune it and do some modifying to it, and you're willing to treat it more like a build, it's actually an amazing platform. It's just an expensive one, so I'm not sure if it's the best one for most people. But for me personally, because I have quite the collection here, and I'm kind of fortunate to be in this position, I enjoy having it in my collection. I think it's a great addition, and I personally I enjoyed the building process, and the upgrades are awesome. However, in all reality, I am fairly poor compared to most people, and I wouldn't have been able to afford that build if it wasn't for sponsorship. So I'm not sure it's feasible for most people to just jump into that build as like a first build or an early build. It's definitely something you should do if you've got a little more money, or if you've got a little more time to spend investing money into a build like that. And some of those things are opinions based on the fact that for instance, I didn't leave the Toyota axles under it. I don't think a Blazer should have Toyota axles. That's somewhere where I feel like they dropped the ball. You know, it should not have came with Toyota axles. There's little things like that. All right, let me read a couple of these real quick. Let's see. Selling Hero, building 3 trucks. Selling Kit, that rocks. Awesome. Blazer. It's high on my wish list. Yeah, buddy. You guys will really like the Blazer build, I feel like. I'm going to do some more to it, and then we'll do that build video very, very soon. Actually, probably sometime this week I'll be doing an overview on that. I enjoy driving my coworker's TRX4 unlocked as a challenge to my driving skills. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about, RCing around America. I like the unlocked front differential vibe. I don't know, it's a fun challenge to drive those. You're not going to go that many places, but you learn to drive a little differently, and you also learn how to finesse your build. You don't want to shock your drivetrain too much, especially something like this Hero, because you'll break an axle or something real easy. So you don't want to just hammer on it because it's open. So you got to kind of finesse your way through it. Know when to be on the power, when to be off the power. Family's doing great, man. Thank you so much. Family is amazing right now. Little man's taking a nap. Wife's outside pulling weeds, I think, and I'm about to go join her. Hello from Portugal. I hope you and your family are okay, and I love the RC hobby, and I am so close to getting my first trail crawler. That's awesome, Nuno. Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. We're doing great. Shout out to Portugal. Shout out to Nuno. I feel like you've been a pretty loyal follower, man. You've been around for a long time. I appreciate you hanging out. Johnny Rains Custom RC says thank you, bro. Wes Breswell, what's up, Wes? I feel like I got seeds in my teeth. Drink that smoothie. Salute, not coffee, but Coronas. Got love Sundays. Best while doing RCs. Yee. Shout out from the mountains of Montucky. Love the builds. Hoping to see build overview soon. I'm actually gonna do more. Lot more. Lot more. We're gonna do another update on the backyard soon too. What's up, RC Philly Dragster? I think I saw that right. All right. At this point, we're about to wind down out of here. You guys go ahead and start shouting out your crews, your RC crews, your neighborhood. Shout out your whatever you representing, man. Shout out your squads. Shout out your people. Shout out your family. Shout out your state, your city, your town, whatever it may be, your village. You know, I don't know where you're at. Maybe, you know, we got viewers all over the world. So shout out where you're from, man. Give some love. Everybody show love back. It's all, you know, it's all love when it comes to RC. That's all it is, man. It's all love when it comes to RC. It's a universal language. It doesn't matter who you're voting for. It doesn't matter what you do with your time. It doesn't matter where you're born, what color your skin is. It doesn't matter if you talk different than the next man. It doesn't matter if you're a man. It doesn't matter if you can manage to control an RC car, if you can manage to build an RC car or purchase an RC car, or get your hands on an RC car. Then you're going to be speaking the language we're speaking around here. We enjoy RC on this channel, and, you know, it's an adult channel. You know, I know a lot of people like to watch this stuff with your kids, but as you saw earlier, you know, this isn't a kid's channel. Be cautious bringing your kids around here. This is for adults, man. This is for grown folks. This is for men and women that been through some shit maybe, you know, and they want something that's fun, relaxing, maybe takes them back to their childhood, or relieves a little stress and anxiety, you know, the stuff that comes with being a fucking adult. And, yeah, so this is what we do. That's why we're here. So shout out to all of you guys, man. I love all of you guys. Let's pop off, read some of these real quick. Give some love to everybody. Oh, shit. I'm about to drop the thing. Sorry, guys. Shout out from Florida. What's up, Bobby? I'm late. Sorry, show the new truck, please. Oh, James, you missed it, bro. We're about to log off, but I leave these up. They go live, or they pop up so you can rewatch it immediately afterwards. So just restart it here in a few minutes, and you will be able to see. We get right into the truck pretty quick. Jacksonville, what's up? Jacksonville, shout out Jacksonville. Thank you, Chaplain. West May Builds. Shout out to West May Builds. Christchurch, New Zealand, in the house. We got New Zealand over here. Tampa Bay RC Club. 801 RC Lifestyle, Salt Lake City. Bidwell, Ohio. Lake Oswego, Oregon. Shout out to Lake Oswego, man. I used to cruise through there. Summers, Connecticut. Hey from the UK guys, what's up? What was that? RC, what was that? RC, you next RCing around America is currently in Connecticut, headed to NC, North Carolina, I believe, next weekend for work, and waiting for my Savvy Bomber 2.0. That's what's up. I used to live in North Carolina, actually, Raleigh, North Carolina. Shout out to Michigan. Really like the build you're doing. Hey, thank you very much, Mark. I appreciate that. Hungary, Budapest in here. That's what I'm talking about, man. We got Michigan in here again. We get a lot of folks from Michigan. Shout out to Rhode Island. That's awesome, man. Thank you guys. Charlotte, North Carolina, working on Capo JK. The next build is a JK Max. Something. I didn't read all that too fast. Hope this channel. He hopes this channel rocks. Hey, thank you, Ray C. Viniegra. Man, I appreciate that. You guys, don't forget, we got a Patreon going. If you want to support the channel at all, any way, shape, or form, which I greatly would support right now, especially with the pandemic, make sure you follow us on Patreon. You don't have to support if you don't want to, but feel free to go check it out. It is for those of you that do want to support. And we also do super chats. Feel free to do all that stuff. I'm trying to get to the 100,000 subscriber mark, so then we don't have to do Patreon. We can just do subscribers, like paid subscriptions here or whatever. Trying to make this channel actually a full-time job again, get away from doing photography on the side. I enjoy being here with you guys, and so that's what I'm going to put my focus into. Hence why I've been really grinding on these builds, man. We're going to have fun. We're going to actually make a splash. We're going to ruffle some feathers, you know, go against the grain, do some uphill swimming. I don't know what you want to call it. We're going to fuck shit up, bro, on YouTube. ESP style. That's just how we do shit. We're not typical over here, man. We're not the normal RC channel. We're a little different around here. True Spit, too. Shout out to all the RC radio holders out there. What's up, UK boys? South Mountain Crawlers, Phoenix, Arizona. What's up, Johnny Rains? Nuno says, I have a question to ask you. Do you think this is a good idea to control a winch with the ESC? That is my favorite way to control a winch, brother. If you actually want a little tip, I don't have one sitting right here, I'd show you. Get a Holmes Hobbies BR Mini Dual. You can control both your ESC and you can control the actual RC, the motor, with that ESC. And you can run up to 6S. It's extremely powerful. Just make sure you keep your temps under control. But yeah, that's how I do most of my stuff now. For instance, in the XJ, I run a Holmes Hobbies BLE Pro ESC, which is brushless with a Puller Pro motor. But then I also run a Holmes Hobbies BR Mini dual ESC, and I have front and rear winches on that build, and they're controlled by that one ESC, which is technically two ESCs that are soldered together. It's still smaller than your standard ESC. So yes, that is what I recommend. St. Helens, it's an expensive way to do it though, so it's way more expensive than just buying a winch controller, but it's also way more powerful and efficient, and you can tune it, something people don't think about. Tuning your winch ESC so that you can have specific throttle curves on your winch or steps on your winch or whatever you want on your winch. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. So it's worth looking into if you're really crazy about these RC builds like I am and you're willing to spend the extra money to kind of just do some crazy shit. It's worth looking into. Yeah, St. Helens, Oregon, Columbia County RC Crawler. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to St. Helens. San Antonio, Texas is in the building. What's up, Sean P. RC? I made it before it ended. Yay. Shout out to Ferk 420. Sean P. RC says, what's up, Johnny? Hey, what up do you think about, what do I think of the SEX 10.3? I don't know. I haven't had one yet, man. But I think that they probably did a lot more, they did a lot better with it probably than they did on previous SEX 10s from what it looks like. But honestly, I don't know. I don't have one. And Axial doesn't like me very much. So I don't know if I will wind up ever having one because I don't know if I'm going to go buy one from them. Because, well, oh, shit, what did I just push? I don't know what I pushed. Oops, sorry. Just because, if they don't mess with me, I don't really mess with them. But I am looking into a lot of other stuff. That's why I've been playing with RC four-wheel drive stuff. I'm looking into, actually been looking into team associated stuff. I don't know, a lot of stuff. But I'm getting tired of the 4x4 building. I have like damn near 30 of these trucks. We have plenty we can play with. Really what I want to do is start building some other weird things. Like I want to build lowriders, and I want to build like burnout cars, and I want to build drift cars, and I want to build like dragsters, and like just other things, you know. I want to try some other things. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna get out of doing these off-road builds entirely. I have a bunch of them, like a bunch of them. We can mix it up a little bit, and it's not like I'm going anywhere. We can always come back to the off-road builds too. But yeah. Anyways, that being said, man, I really appreciate all you guys coming and kicking it today. This was a good stream. The stream earlier, sorry about that. You know, I get stoned and I do some funny shit sometimes, and you know, I'm my own boss, so you know, I'm not gonna get fired for that. And yeah, this is a big boy channel, so if you're offended by shit, this probably isn't the channel for you. That being said, I got some ganja to smoke. I got some RCs to build. I got an RC course to build. I got a bunch of weeds to pull, and it doesn't look like I got the best weather outside, so I better get to it before I can no longer get to it, because I think it's gonna rain tomorrow, man. Yeah, so I love you guys. I appreciate you all for coming and kicking it. And sorry for leaving you hanging the last couple weeks. It was just, you know, it's my birthday and shit. It was 420. It was bicycle day. There's just a lot of, it was like 3 days back to back of me just, you know, having a lot of fun for myself. So, and spending time with family because this whole quarantine shit, you know. So, anyways, I love you guys. Be safe. Wash your hands. Don't be dirty. Even without the virus shit, dude. Wash your hands. Dirty bastards. Love you guys. Peace and chicken grease. Cheese.